This is Aussie Mac Zone. We'll cover everything Apple, including Macs, iPhones, iPads, and more. All this from an Aussie perspective. Sit back, relax, and insert yourself into the zone. The Aussie Mac Zone.
Hi everybody, welcome to show 258 Aussie Mac Zone. Sorry we weren't here last week for you. I was just coughing too much and Zarn was a bit down as well. So yeah, I didn't want you to listen to that all coughing and putting up with all that crap again. We've still got a bit of thing going on, but how are you, Zarn?
I'm fantastic, Michael.
As you can tell by his exaggerated voice, that's a lot of crap. But anyway, we'll battle through.
We will.
This week's sponsors, startnewcompany.com.au and aussietechradio.com.
Excellent.
Now, our first story is it's Cybersecurity Month. So please take a few minutes to think about your own backups. I had another lady bring a machine in today. Her hard drive died. Apple walked through setting it up and trying to set it up again by wiping it. And so she got no backups and she's got an unworking hard drive. And her machine's about 4 years old. So, but also please take time to discuss cyber security with younger and older family members.
Yes, excellent. I think that's good advice.
Yeah, it is very important. Yeah. So now, don't forget, anybody who wants to be on the show as a guest, and also there was as I said, please contact Michael at aussiemaczone.com.au or marketing at aussiemaczone.com.au. That's not what it's about, but they'll all get to me. And also, I'm sure there was a dentist or an eye doctor from South Australia who sent me an email, but I for the life of me, I've been looking again and I can't find it. But if he could get in contact with me again, that'd be awesome, and I'd get him on the show. Thank you.
Excellent.
Now, my first story. One of our listeners, Alex, contacted us about the iPhone XS and XS Max charging issues. But this was resolved, luckily, really quickly. As I said, we've got a few stories that overlap 2 weeks at the moment. So luckily, Apple have fixed this in a matter of hours with the iOS 12.0.1 update. Are you not quite getting that coughing, Zarn? Is it bad? Or?
I can hear. I can't hear it when you block it out. It's all right. I can get. I'm getting it through the wall, but I'm.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Just double checking. I'm trying something new. I'm using Press to Talk this week instead of Press to Mute. So now, what about this one? Inside Apple's $1 billion war on repair fraud. Now, Chinese iPhone fraud involved removing components from devices, then deliberately breaking them so Apple would replace the handset. Now, fraudulent iPhone repair claims are big business in China, to the point where about 60% of the handsets being repaired under warranty in that country were part of scams. That's a lot.
That's heaps. What parts are they taking?
Oh, they could take, I'll keep going. As in the rest of the world, Apple used to take customers' claims that they'd accidentally broken their iPhone at face value. Then the company discovered that criminals were removing valuable components, putting in fakes, then breaking the device. Apple would replace the phone and the criminal would then sell the components, say logic board or cameras or...
Yeah, right.
And this wasn't happening in small numbers. The information reported in 2013, Apple set aside $1.6 billion at the start of its fiscal year for global warranty claims, but ended up spending $3.7 billion on warranty claims, according to the company's annual report. Fraud in China was a significant contributor to the warranty claims during that period. We're talking billions of dollars just in China, like 60%. Shocking.
That's massive. Like 60% is huge. Press your button.
Sorry. Yeah. And that's something that we're all paying for, all of it.
Yep.
So that was a Cult of Mac story, and of course the link will be in the show notes. Just trying to get this mouse to work and hold the button in the other hand at the same time. But anyway, now don't forget we've got a new sponsor, startnewcompany.com.au. So this is someone that's available 24/7. They've got high level security. Everything's inclusive. So if you're trying to start a new company, you've got a new idea and you want to get everything legalized and up and running straight away, you get all legal docs included, including a company constitution, immediate registration with ASIC. You can check the name availability to make sure that's available. You can save progress and come back later. All docs are kept for later download, and blank docs are available for future. Register 24/7, 365 days, and there is a limited time opening offer of $528. So yeah, you got that. It is called startnewcompany.com.au. Thank you for coming and seeing us. Now, further to our New South Wales driverless shuttle completes first passenger trip story from 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Zarn and I have registered for a trip on the smart shuttle at the Sydney Olympic Park. So when we finally get a go, we'll let you know. We'll let you know how long it took, because I registered like the day after our last show, which was normally recorded on Monday night. Now, for those listening, you can also register for a similar service to be introduced in Armidale and Coffs Harbour.
That's exciting.
We've got a link in the notes for that too. Now, lastly, our New South Wales audience, the New South Wales government has a questionnaire to do with the next 40 years of transport. And you could win 6 months free travel. So if that was on the road, that's thousands of dollars.
But it's not on the road, is it? It's on...
Well, it's a questionnaire on transport. So, now there are links on our show notes for one for the survey to try and get a ride on the buses, one for the future of transport, and one for the driverless shuttle in Coffs and Armidale. And they'll be on our show notes, which is at aussiemaczone.com.au/Aussie-Mac-zone-episode-258 in this case. So, yeah, we're looking forward to having our bus ride.
We are. It's something I really want to do. Yeah, when we were talking about this the other day, did you say, have you booked just for the two of us? Or...
Yeah, just for the two of us.
Yeah, okay. Because I told Mason about it, and he was very excited.
We might be able to sneak him in.
Yeah, I'll put him in a backpack.
That's right. Now, here's a good one. The App Store sees massive growth, which has generated 93% more revenue than Google Play in the Q3. And it's no secret that Apple's App Store makes more than Google's Play Store when it comes to revenue. However, the latest data recorded by Sensor Tower shows that in Q3 of 2018, Apple widened the gap by a huge amount. According to the data, the App Store earned 93% more in revenue than Google Play, making it the largest revenue gap recorded by Sensor Tower since 2014. In total, the firm says roughly 66% of the $18.2 billion in mobile app revenue generated in one quarter, Q3 of 2018, was from Apple's App Store. That equates to roughly $12 billion earned from the App Store, up 23.3% year on year. Now, for Google Play, it earned $6.2 billion in the quarter, up 21.5 from the year ago quarter. Now, that's massive.
It is.
It is great. That means people are hopefully making a little bit of money so that they can keep progressing on their apps. That's the most important. Now, based on the data, subscriptions are continuing to boost revenue for both stores. For example, Netflix is the top non-game grossing app for the third quarter in a row, adding an estimated $24.37 million in revenue across both platforms.
That's excellent. And that makes sense too. They really are like sort of leading in streaming, mainstream streaming.
Yes.
So.
And that, to be fair, they're actually putting it back and making more shows so they can keep going. So I'll give them credit for that.
They make some great shows. I really enjoy it. So, yeah.
Yeah. So
on Netflix.
Yeah.
Sponsor us. Press your button.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just looking for another story. Yeah, I'll go back up and we'll just keep running with them. Now, this one sort of surprises me, but Microsoft has killed Minecraft for Apple TV. Microsoft no longer supporting the Apple TV version of Minecraft. The app has been pulled from the App Store, and an in-game message notes that it won't receive any further updates. Though it'll continue to be playable, and refunds will be issued for any purchases made up to 90 days before the announcement comes into effect. And it actually went into effect on September 24th. So it's even more an indictment of the state of Apple TV gaming that no one really seemed to notice until this week.
Wow.
But Minecraft is one of the biggest games in history and has managed to find an audience on virtually every console, phone and computer out there, including the iPhone, for which the Apple TV version was derived. Now, Microsoft is another confirmation. Sorry, in my opinion, this is my opinion, is this another confirmation, like YouTube, that Apple people are creators and Windows people are watchers? And yes, I am biased.
Yeah, me too.
Is it just one of those things, or is it?
I think it might be.
Or is it because you've got to buy a controller and stuff to play it on the Apple TV if you really want to enjoy it some? So.
Well, it's no more expensive than buying a controller for anything else. Like a brand new controller for my Xbox is $100. Well,
Okay.
It's $94, but what's $6 and change from $100? And so to get a controller for your Apple TV, I'm sure isn't that expensive. So,
just give me 1 sec.
Yeah, you're right, Michael. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe they are expensive. If they're $94 and you don't get near the gameplay or something like that, then yeah, maybe it's not worth it. But
no, I think you can get them for like $36 upwards.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Like if you're getting a controller for $36 and you can play, your Minecraft on there, and there's a bunch of other games. All the Sega just released a whole bunch of stuff to the App Store for Apple. You got Nintendo as well. You can play your Mario Brothers. Mario Brother. Oh, what's it called? I've forgotten it now. Anyway, yeah, Nintendo have got games on there as well, all the old school stuff. So, it's $36 to buy a controller, and you're able to, pay that, play the games that you're enjoying on the Apple TV. I don't see why this has happened. Anyway, yeah.
Anyway,
I could go on about it forever.
So, got some more stories. So, we've got the Invictus Games starting in Australia on the weekend.
Yep.
And the ABC have been building up by putting lots of little stories about people competing and stuff. But one of the ones they showed the other night was there's a thing called the Red 6 app, and it's for defence personnel.
Yep.
It's R6. So what is Red 6? Red 6 is an app aimed at helping lower the growing suicide rate amongst the veteran community. Red 6 is an app with the primary purpose of, return servicemen and women of the armed forces by offering a virtual community that's accessible no matter where you are located using GPS technology. And who is Red 6 for? If you're a serving member of the armed forces, an ex-member of the armed forces, or you have direct exposure to acts of military conflict, in other words, you might be, the wife of a member or the husband of a member, you can join Red 6. And they've got 3 buttons on the app. It's got an I'm okay, the thumbs up. It's got a thumb sideways, and like I'm cruising along, and it's got the down thumb. If you hit the down thumb, someone will contact you. It's it's as simple as that.
Sounds like a fantastic app, and I think with PTSD and stuff like that through the military, I think it's a great thing. So
and it's it's a growing concern. So
absolutely.
So thank you to the guy that developed Red 6. He's an ex Army personnel person who suffered a lot of stuff. So thank you.
Yeah, exactly. And thank you for anyone who's served our country and continues to serve our country.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, Apple is launching season 2 of Carpool Karaoke for free through the TV app starting October 12. Apple has published a new video on its YouTube channel sharing that season 2 of Carpool Karaoke, the series, will be available via the TV app for free. The video says that Apple will be releasing a new free episode every week starting October 12 and will be made available via the TV app on the iPhone, the iPad, and the Apple TV. Judging by the video, this will be a mix of previously released episodes that were put behind the Apple Music paywall, as well as an all-new season featuring celebrities such as Weird Al Yankovic, Snoop Dogg, and much more. So there's something to look forward to.
Yeah, I haven't seen the Weird Al episode. Or Snoop Dogg episode, actually. So that'd be interesting.
Yeah, things to look forward to.
Yeah.
And now it's interesting now they've made them free so we can all see them.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
We got g'day Patrick, how are you, mate? He's just saying it's fantastic to hear they're doing Red 6. So yeah, that's right. And thanks for your comment.
Thanks for the comment. And that's why I saw it the other night. Thought I'd just mention it just to let as many people as we can know about it. Yeah,
absolutely. Great.
Now, remember the story about the teen who hacked Apple servers?
Yes.
That got arrested. So he receives probation as 1 terabyte of sensitive info is recovered. So, as reported by Bloomberg, the Australian high school student was 16 when he began hacking into Apple servers. While he is now an adult, Australian law protects the identity of juvenile offenders and he can't be named. As for his sentencing, a hacker was given 8 months probation. A magistrate told a children's court that the hacking was a serious, sustained and sophisticated act. And through the investigation, roughly 1 terabyte of sensitive information from Apple systems were recovered. Ooh. This is far higher than the 90 gig that initial reports had suggested.
I reckon. Gee whiz.
Here's another big story that I think everyone needs to pay attention to in case they missed it. So, what about What about New Zealand's new airport rule? So, New Zealand Customs and Excise Act 2018, which came into effect at the beginning of the month, allows customs officials to demand password, PINs, and encryption keys to unlock devices for digital search. Travellers who refuse to hand over their passwords will be charged up to New Zealand $5,000, which is $4,580 Australian, and could face having their device confiscated as well as prosecution. Now, previously, customs officials could stop anyone at the border and demand to see their devices, but until now, the law didn't compel travellers to provide their passwords as well. So, yeah, just be aware of that. So if you're going to take your phone over, don't put anything on it, or take a really cheap phone that's got nothing on it, you know, like take your old phone or whatever.
Yeah. Or you just buy a cheap phone just for the travel.
Yeah, and then just means you're going to have to go to coffee shops and stuff and check your mail and stuff on a web server and that sort of thing, I think.
Yeah.
But, yeah, very annoying.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm happy to give my passwords and things like that.
So you're happy to? Yeah, I'm not worried. Not super worried about them looking at my phone.
Yeah.
Because I've got nothing to hide. But
yeah.
It's just that we're all presumed guilty now.
Oh yeah.
Instead of the other way around. So yeah.
I agree with it.
Yeah. So there we go. I'll just try and dig up some more stories because we've still got a little while to go, and I've got some down here.
Well, I was having a look because we did mention it a few episodes ago about the emojis.
Yeah.
I remember, but I went through them and had a look because you said, like they were, we've now got some really cool Aussie emojis and stuff like that. So I took some time and had a look and went through them all, and there really is some cool new emojis, like especially here in this country, like that we got. So yeah.
Yeah. So the one that's we've got iOS 12, which is the latest one. It's only been out officially for a little while.
Yep.
Is on 46% of devices now, which is pretty good take up. And a lot of that, I think, is because it goes all the way back to the 5S, which is a few phones back, realistically.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, as we were speaking earlier, it's the new week. So when I was speaking last week with over the phone with my uncle.
Yep.
And he wanting to update his iPad. That's what he wanted to, try to get all the way up. But, his iPad was a bit older and he wasn't able to. But, yeah, so I don't know where I was going with that. Sorry, Michael, I'm a little bit tired.
That's all right, my friend.
Yeah,
but, yeah, he was just on the – not quite there. His phone, his iPad wouldn't go there. It was so he was stuck on 10, unfortunately. But, yeah. Now, I'm just getting this other story, which is directly applicable to Australia, which is to do with the NBN and why we're going to get a lot more congestion.
Yeah. I can tell you why, or what I think anyway. Press your button.
Yeah. Yep. Has your NBN connection been less congested in the last year or so?
No.
You don't know because you don't know how congestion it would have been. But
it wasn't any more congested. I mean, non-existent.
Yeah. Now, we've been told that because we did have some rules regarding what they were allowed to do, and now the rules have been lifted. So we believe that the bigger companies will be not doing their bit. Sorry, I'm just taking this forever. But anyway, now NBN stresses that the new changes aren't things that affect consumers directly, but end up users will feel effects of congestion, at least in the short term. the contributing factor of congestion is retailers not provisioning enough bandwidth for their customers, which was a big problem before the NBN released its promotional pricing last year. Now, while the NBN promises to work closely with retailers to minimise disruption,
Press share button.
yeah. Now, before the NBN began its promotional pricing last December, the average congestion experienced by a user was 5 hours a week. Now, in August this year, it was down to just 1 hour a week. However, this is already more than double than it was in July. Now, from now, however, we can expect it to get worse, or in the NBN's words, we do expect these levels to fluctuate as a promotional discount ends on the 31st of October.
Yeah.
And as we help service providers adopt our new wholesale discount bundles, that's going to be one spooky Halloween for NBN users. But yeah, unfortunately, you can't blame, like everyone says, oh, the NBN's crap, the NBN, it's got nothing, it's the service providers just not giving you enough bandwidth. It's pretty simple.
It is. Pat Trickett had just at another post, he said his NBN has been bad and slowly getting worse over the last few months. But you're right, it is. They're not releasing enough. But it's not just that too. Like, it was never this government's initiative to give us, great service or allow the providers to give us great service either. So,
yeah, it was interesting. I was talking to a customer last week, not last week, the week before, and he's he accepts that he's in a very, very Liberal Party centric electorate.
Yep.
So he accepts that he was never going to get the NBN in a hurry.
Yep.
So they got together in the whole street and paid Telstra to install Telstra cable in the street.
Yep.
It cost them $620 a house.
Yep.
And every house has got Telstra NBN cable. So they're all getting 100 meg up and down.
Yeah.
But they paid for it.
Yeah, well, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, where we moved in Western Sydney, it's a lower social economic area, and there's still no NBN there. I'm getting Optus cable.
Yep.
And it's good, actually, to be honest. I can't complain about it. It's faster than the NBN I had here. So, but again, like, it's still not there. They're not and they're not expecting it to be there. Well, they're suggesting it's going to be there by the end of November. It won't be.
Yeah.
It won't be until next year.
And you don't want it because you don't necessarily want it but they're going to take your cable away.
That's right. They're going to take cable away. The cable was heaps better. So, yeah.
Yeah. But, like, we used to live in the same block of units.
Yes, we did.
And I have never had a problem with congestion. And yes, I'm not on the unlimited bundle, and I'm not with a company. I'm with a company called MyNetPhone, which isn't a very big company compared to, say, Optus or Telstra. But they specialise in data.
Yeah.
And I've never ever had a problem. Like not like I know that you've had.
Yeah, well,
I don't sit there streaming Netflix or anything, but
we use it for streaming, gaming, that sort of thing. And so, the first company we went with was horrible, horrible speeds. I'm talking like ADSL speeds. Then we went with Optus, and then it's got better. But it got better more so because of what you did. We put the better modem in.
I know, it was amazing how much difference that made just by going from the quote new Netgear equipment to an old Apple time capsule.
Yep. It made such a big difference.
Just like that. And maybe that's why, like, you know, the ads at the moment, the NBN are putting out are saying, you know, you've got to talk to your provider and say how many people are going to be on it between 6 and 11 at night, and what are they going to be doing between 6 and 11 at night, and that sort of thing. So, but yeah, that's our life. That's our life. So, and now don't forget, we are also bought by our fans, our friends at AussieTechRadio.com. Now, AussieTechRadio.com has the famous Australian award-winning Aussie Tech Heads podcast. Our sister podcast, the Aussie Tech Crypto. It's got My Tech Opinion and other podcasts from around Australia streaming 24/7. So, yeah, if there's anything also, you know, just let us know if there's maybe a podcast you think could be on that, should be on that. That'd be great. So, yeah, don't forget, as I said, we've got links in our show notes to all the stories. Thanks to our sponsors this week, which was startnewcompany.com.au and Aussie Tech Radio. But more importantly, thank you to our supporters, you, our listeners. Thank you.
Excellent. Yeah. Thanks, guys, for listening in and watching. Thanks to our sponsors. And remember, guys, apple a day keeps the Androids away. Thanks. See ya.